The FIFA Women's World Cup trophy is here in Los Angeles, and Fox Sports is proud to be broadcasting the FIFA Women's World Cup live from Paris Friday, June 7th through Sunday, July 7th. All 52 matches will air live, including 22 on broadcast television and 27 right here on FS1. All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley. Kenyon Martin is back, and we're joined now by longtime NBA player Cuttino Mobley. Let's move to the NBA, where Knicks legend Walt Frazier made waves this week, criticizing LeBron for sitting away from the rest of the Lakers during a timeout in their loss at Madison Square Garden Sunday. Frazier said the move showed LeBron didn't care, but after taking some heat for the comments, Frazier doubled down yesterday, explaining, quote, like, if that was some other player, I wouldn't have said anything. But when you're the face of the league, man, you can't do what other people do. You have to do the right thing. And millions of kids saw that and will say that if LeBron did that, it's okay for me to do that. Almost on cue, the Lakers are saying LeBron is out tonight with a sore groin. Listen, I have a lot of respect for Walt Frazier doubling down here and not backing down. He took a lot of heat yesterday from a lot of NBA players and talking heads that came after him. And I agree with his sentiment here. It's LeBron's position in basketball in the face of the sport that makes this inappropriate.
Yeah, and his position with the Lakers. We've all been on teams, I assume probably the best player on certain teams at any level. And you have to understand that you are transmitting a signal to those guys. You put your hands on your knees when you're tired, watch the next gasser you run. Somebody else going to do it. And if you don't, the other kid's going to look at you and say, And what Walt Frazier is saying, and I respect so much, I didn't like that he said LeBron doesn't care. I think LeBron does care. But LeBron is using the fact that he always does this as the reason why he's going to continue to do this. And this is not a moment going through this adversity that you should just continue with the norm. This is a moment where body language matters. This is a moment where you're transmitting a signal to these guys through adversity. You know what, guys, man? I can try and coach y'all up and be there for y'all more than just sitting on the other end of the bench.
What's the problem?
What's the problem?
My thing is, if Clyde wouldn't have said nothing, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Oh, you're wrong. You didn't see this going around 2-3 weeks ago when LeBron was on the other side after he got activated. This went around a few weeks ago.
This is not the first time.
This is not the first time that they called this out.
Clyde is caught up in the narrative.
He's what?
Clyde, like I said, is caught up in the narrative. It's okay to be frustrated, LeBron, after 16 years of perfection. It's okay to be frustrated.
Where was the perfection at?
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't remember that.
Don't do that.
I don't remember the
hyperbole.
How about this?
Unnecessary.
How about this one?
You
Both
caught
of
up
you.
in the narrative.
How about this? How about this one? How about both? Okay. How about both of you? Since you were 14 years old, being on Sports Illustrated and getting $90 million and 18 years old, and you're 34 years old, and nothing's wrong has happened to you, but a decision like Obama's tan suit. Nothing's happened to you bad, but y'all criticize everything that man do.
Dallas Mavericks final series?
19.
Did you miss that?
From 14 years old until 34 years old, you tell me Jason Whitlock or Marcellus Wiley, would you be acting the same or would you have got in trouble? Would you walk a straight line like this man's been doing?
Well, first,
because I would take that honor of being never been in trouble.
I ain't never been in trouble.
We gotta get out of here with the Chris Rock. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I ain't never been in trouble.
I'm not saying that LeBron's body language is bad because I said yesterday I don't like the body language. I said that.
Well, then we agree.
So with Clyde Frazier, I'm just saying he's caught up in the narrative. That's what I'm saying, Marcellus.
So are you.
What narrative?
This is blown out of proportion, man.
Huh?
The whole thing blown out of proportion, man. Like, act like
LeBron has
man
bad body
sitting at
language.
the end of the bench. Millions of kids don't care that LeBron James sitting at the end of the bench.
Stop that, Kenyon.
Listen,
them kids
they
care about
still
everything
going
we
out
do.
and go buy them shoes.
Well, yeah,
and
but they're going to buy them with a different kind of
No,
taste.
they are not.
Reggie Bullock was sitting there a seat from him. He was sitting there.
How you going to say that? When you run first out the tunnel and you the man, guess what kids want to be now next? First out they tunnel. When you wear number one because you're the best on the team, guess what kids want to wear? Number one.
So what if you run? So what if you run last? So what if you last 23?
Because he saw his.
What if you run last out the tunnel like Michael Jordan and what if you run last out the tunnel like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant?
And guess what? That's when this shifts. I'm not saying that the kids are taking it for the negative meaning. They gonna think it's cool. Oh, we struggling, but I can be on the end.
It's only cool when you voice it. They won't even think about it.
Most communication is non-verbal. We ain't gotta hear it. We see it.
He got kids. And you think your kids go by everything that comes out of your mouth?
It's by what they
your
see,
kids
not what
ain't
they
watching
hear.
you, what you do.
That's true. Something came out of his mouth bad?
Oh, my God.
I'm asking a
We're
question.
saying
That's the
actions.
point.
That's the point.
The
Can't
actions
follow your
because you
actions.
listen. If I tell you the number 5 all the time, you're gonna look for number 5.
Listen,
I'm saying it to you.
let me tell you
I
this.
do nothing else but
Yo,
say it. So
let
what
me
I'm
tell
doing
you
is I'm
this.
programming your mind.
How
so
about
when the
you
media,
raise
you
your
say it all
own
the time,
kids
that's
and
what they're gonna
stop
look for.
telling them to look up to LeBron James?
Agree.
Raise your own kids and stop
However-
telling them to look up to
However,
athletes.
the paradigm is
How about
constructed
that? Let's
through some
let's
of the
start
views
there.
that they see.
No, I
You
understand
tell
that.
your son
Why
or
they don't
your
wear
daughter
jerseys?
that's not okay.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Okay.
If they think it's okay, they put their hands on their knees, they don't get off the bench. After the game, you correct that behavior.
Can I ask you this?
Guess what? And I guarantee they won't do it again.
I'm with you, brother.
That's all I'm saying.
Kenyon.
Raise your kids.
I
Tell them
got-
not to look up to LeBron James.
And
Not
not-
to listen to Clyde Frazier. Raise your own kids.
I'm with you.
That's a decent point.
That's the only point.
We have the reality.
The only point.
We have the reality that we know there are other influences on kids
Well, raise your
beyond
own
their
kids.
parents.
Raise your
We
own
know
kids.
that there are other.
There are.
They're reality.
Definitely.
And LeBron has never shied away from being a role model. He's open to school.
Okay.
He's taken on that.
He's
burden.
more than an athlete.
Hey, Jason,
He's more than an athlete.
listen,
So let's
both of y'all
focus on that,
Both of
then.
y'all smarter than me. You're a journalist,
focus on
and
that.
you went to Columbia. Can you say this word right there for me?
Where you at?
What?
What's that word?
Proletariat.
Okay, you know what proletariat is? Working class, lowest class of citizens in ancient Rome. So you calling the rest of the people, Clyde Frazier, proletariat.
I
So
agree with everything.
listen, man.
Who named LeBron King? Him or the media?
I don't know. He uses it as his Twitter handle.
Well,
I think
Michael
he
Jordan
got
uses
chosen
air.
one on the back.
Michael
He
Jordan
got
uses
chosen
air.
one on the
Chosen one.
Look,
Michael
man,
Jordan uses air.
I don't know.
Look.
It came from high school,
Look,
right?
this is what I just can't believe.
Kids, tell them
No
stop looking up to
different
athletes and rappers.
than you or
Look up to
Kenyon.
Marcellus.
Hey, no different
Or
than
the
you or
Ivy
Kenyon.
League school.
Clyde Frazier is a former NBA
I don't care.
star.
Okay.
Again, his opinion is valid. We don't have to agree with it, but we can't act like this is some guy with no NBA playing experience, with no resume. This
That
guy's a
played-
Hall of Famer.
So say
And that don't mean he
go back-
right.
Hey, Marcellus, if
Yeah.
you go,
You can
Because in the Hall of Fame don't
Marcellus,
mean he
if you-
right.
if you
He
go
got
back-
championships don't mean he right.
I agree with that point.
That don't mean nothing, man.
If you go back to what Clyde Frazier has done for the, let's just say as a whole, for all the years he's been in the NBA and been a star, right? When he played and after he played, tell me how many things he has done. Because when you're a star, you're always a star, right? You're supposed to do the community, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, you're supposed to do everything, right?
Right.
Well, tell me exactly what he done more than LeBron James, and he was a star. He was one of him and
So
Earl
are we going to
Monroe.
deflect from this moment maybe having a meaning
No, that's
that
not what
is
I'm
not
saying.
positive
No, that's not what I'm
to
saying.
just tear down
No,
Clyde
that's
Frazier?
not what I'm
'Cause
saying.
I
I'm
don't
not
do
tearing
that.
down. I'm not tearing down Clyde Frazier.
I just
All I'm
agree
saying
with
is,
what he said.
I don't agree with what you're saying because you're saying your quotes in here about LeBron should do this and speaks for black people. He has a school where he's doing all that stuff. Clyde, my thing is you're criticizing so much. It's like Charles. What did you do?
He's
and
not
what are you
criticizing.
doing?
He's saying, LeBron, you just set a standard that is so high. You're more than an athlete. You're doing amazing things and
I'm with
everything.
you.
Why would you want to now
So let's focus
undermine
on
that
that
to
then.
the
It's
slightest
not.
by distancing yourself from a sorry team?
Listen, and so listen,
Why would you do
I
that?
just don't
You're doing
understand.
everything else
Y'all
perfectly.
everybody here, y'all three are all parents.
Yeah.
One of the best ways you express love is correcting your child.
Yeah.
Is, hey, you're doing this or that the
Yes,
wrong way. You
right.
should do it this
That's
or
what I
that way.
said. Yes.
So here's Clyde Frazier. He's like a parent in the NBA. He's not trying to beat up LeBron James.
Yeah, he said the
Speaking
man
to
don't
him-
care.
he's
Said the man don't care.
You said you
so,
don't care.
He did
so
say that. I agree
therefore,
with
so
that.
He said you
therefore,
don't
your
care.
statement after that
Jason, I asked you,
don't
you
matter
don't
to me.
care?
Well, how about this? He's saying,
when
LeBron, do you care
don't-
about
you
your
said that-
teammates?
Saying that man don't care says a lot. So therefore,
about he
anything
said-
after you said that, because it's not true.
Can you direct
I'm
it to
saying?
where he said you don't care about your teammates? If
That's
you ever
not
been
true.
into adverse moments like that, do
That's
you
not
distance
true.
How
yourself?
many years have
It's
you
not
known
true. If he didn't
LeBron
care, he
James
wouldn't
don't
continue to
care
go
about
out there and
his
play.
I don't agree
I'm saying?
with that.
If he didn't care, he
hold
wouldn't
on.
continue to go out there and
Hold
play.
on. In this instance, in this year,
Okay.
y'all are kidding yourself if you think LeBron cares about these guys that he wanted to ship off to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Now, let's stop all the playing.
So he
and
wanted to ship
Kenyon,
them
as a
off. He
father,
wanted to ship them
I
off.
know you at some point have said to your child or one of your children, hey, man, the way you're behaving in class, it looks like you don't care about what's going on in class, or you don't care what your
just said
mama
that.
said.
It looks like
or you don't, or it looks, or you don't care
Right.
about the way.
And
My
I'm gonna
father
correct
used to be on my butt. Hey, man, I want you to dress better than that. Put a tie on, blah, blah, blah. It was because he loved me. Because it looks like you don't care.
You look good now.
So guess what? Guess what?
Right.
LeBron James and no other person that I've been around looked at Clyde Frazier as a father figure. Look at him as an ex-NBA player that made the Hall of Fame.
All right, what about the message, not the messenger?
That's what I'm saying.
Have you ever gave up a perception that looked like he didn't care?
I'm with you, but after you said that man don't care.
He said that at the end.
But so therefore, anything after that
He said it at the
is
end, so
irrelevant.
there's nothing after that.
It's irrelevant to me.
What about the
So
stuff-
your statement
What about
before that
before
out, it doesn't matter to me. Because you don't know what's in that man's heart. You don't know him. You don't go home. You don't know what that man is about,
So
Clyde.
why make it look like that?
So therefore, looks are deceiving or not.
Yeah,
yes,
perception is reality.
Exactly. So
Which way we gonna go with this?
Exactly. So
Coming
pick and
up.
choose what you want to go with. It's for
Kevin Durant
each
just
his
tried
own.
to explain his burner account fiasco. We get into that and the best and worst of social media. Next!
Looks like Durant don't care. Like